in their work they were building the country. They were putting together what we currently have. And the wars and the coming together and the depressions and the, then our parents come along and they're fighting, the big monsters of civil rights and female rights and, just trying to get basic common sense shit in place, talking about segregation where people are using different bathrooms and water fountains, and it's just silly. And so all that stuff's coming together, just even with our parents. And so dealing with this whole emotional thing just wasn't, it wasn't in the cards. Then females began to deal with it. It was, they wanted to deal with it. They wanted to figure out what in the fuck was going on with them, why they felt the way they felt. They wanted to be happy and this, that, and the other. Men were continued to, I think, societally be pushed into the shut the fuck up and go to work. So we're pushing it down. We're being taught at the highest level. Yeah, down to suppress. And then anger kind of got us what we wanted. So when I wanted the fried chicken when I got home, I exploded when it wasn't there. And the next time I showed up, it was there. And so it worked. So it got me what I wanted. And now, all right, well, if I get what I want, I just explode with anger and I get what I want. And it wasn't necessarily out of fear or just kind of not wanting to disrupt the family unit. Now we've driven that completely out the fucking door, so we don't have that to rely upon. So now we just have a bunch of guys who are really angry. I've been able to kind of work through it. It's still maybe an old habit. I don't know. You can maybe shed some light on me, for me. But I know others are that way, and you can see it in our society. And people are they're full of all these emotional things, and they're just blowing up at every thing that agitates them. And that's what's driving this populist moment. I gotta blame these problems on somebody, and think political party or group of people or whatever. I don't have any money. Somebody's got to be blamed for that. Got to figure that out. So I'm blaming somebody for that. And I'm just mad all the fucking time. And then social media is going to drive that home because that keeps me coming back because it's going to feed this illness, this sickness I'm dealing with. And so we're literally just being bombarded with that. So to peel it all back and start with just why it's a blanket of for us, is that just a natural, and I don't know, this is, I just said a whole lot of fucking stuff, but is that just a natural thing for us to do, to be angry? Like were our ancestors who weren't really working 40 hours a week, they had to get food for as long as food would last, and then they kind of chilled and waited to get more food. Mm-hmm. Were they bursting out in anger? What does all this come from, do you think?